My apostles and elders, chief, shalom to you, brothers. Peace is elect. This is Brother Boaz coming at you with another live lesson. A siege is against it, okay? If you study Roman history, okay, which we're underneath Roman rule of today, okay, the Roman Empire is resurrected. We being sieged in, okay? They're taking Jake's jobs, they're taking Jake's resources, they're starting to pull the food from the shelves, okay? Gas and food prices are going up. It's a siege, okay? It's like putting a frog in lukewarm, putting it on the stove and slowly turning up the heat. That's how you cook a frog. You put them in a pot and you slowly turn the heat up. While yes, you put the carrots and the celery and your comments, if you will. Okay, what they're doing is to us, they're sieging us in. Okay, up until they pull all your resources and until you forced to take the mark. And they're not going to force you, they're going to pressure you. Okay, they're going to press you and taking that MOTB. Okay, then that's when they take away your food and water, possibly your shelter. Okay, they're going to pressure you and taking that MOTB. Okay, but you have to have 10 toes down and you have to endure, okay, so you can make it out with your life, okay. Don't be killed on this side because of the so-called white man, okay. He's got to serve out his punishment, okay. Don't let the so-called white man get you killed on this side, okay. Repent and turn to Yahweh Shai, okay. That's what this is about, okay. If you want, it's all about, okay. Let's go to the book of Ezekiel. The book of Ezekiel, chapter 4, verse 1. Thou also, son of man, take thee a tile and lay it before thee, and of the city of even Jerusalem, and lay a siege against it for a fort against it, and cast it about it. Set the camps also against it, and set battering rams against it round about. So Ezekiel was instructed, okay, to take this, to put a siege against Jerusalem, okay. That's what we're in right now, okay. That prophecy is currently being fulfilled right now, but it's going to ultimately, once again, manifest and blow. They implement martial law, okay, which they already getting at the federal troops, okay. They already federalizing the troops and the law enforcement that will be coming, okay. Martial law, okay, that will be coming. Wherefore make unto thee an iron pan and set a wall of iron between thee and the city, and set up thou face against it, and thou shalt lay a siege against it. Thou shalt, this shall be a sign unto the house of Israel. Okay, so this is a sign to the house of Israel. Okay, a siege is being put upon them. Okay, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians. They're already pulling your job. They're pulling your resources. Okay, they're making it more harder for you to make a living. Okay, they're inflating the dollar. Okay, basically they're gonna dish the dollar. That's a siege against you. Okay, that's what they're doing. So it's like they're warming up the water until it boils on you. For I have laid upon thee, verse 6, for I have laid upon thee a year of those iniquities, according to the number of days, 390 days. So shalt thou bear the iniquity of the house of Israel, okay? Let's jump up to 4. lay down upon thy left side, and lay the iniquity of the house of Israel upon it, according to the number of days that the iniquity shall lay upon it, thou shalt bear the iniquity. Verse 5. For I have laid the iniquity, for I have laid the a year for of their iniquity according to the number of days, 390. So shall thou bear the iniquity of the house of Israel. So we're going to be seized certain days, okay? We're going to be sieged in. And that's what this is about. Turn to the book of Daniel. The book of Daniel, chapter 12, verse 1. And at that time, Michael stand up, the great prince, which stands for the children of those people, and when stands to be a time of trouble, such as never since there was a nation, even up to that time. And at that time, thou people shall be delivered, every one of them that shall be written in the books. And many, verse 2, and many of them shall sleep in the dust of the earth, shall wake. So it's gonna be a part of your legacy, okay? If you took the mark of the beast, okay, that's what this is all roads lead to Rome, okay? That's what this is about, okay? They're gonna that's a major test, okay? It's just basically this is a big trial, okay? Are you gonna take the mark of the beast, okay, when they put your feet over the fire, or are you gonna stand for Yahweh Shai, okay, in that day, okay, and have 10 toes down? And be just for Yahweh and Yahweh Shai, okay? And only time is gonna tell. Verse 2. Many of them shall sleep in the dust of the earth, some to everlasting life, and some to everlasting contempt. Verse 3. And they shall rise up, shall shine as the brightness of the firmament, and they to righteousness as the stars forever and ever, okay? So it's a siege. Coming back to verse 6, a book of Ezekiel, chapter 4, verse 6. Again on thy right side, and thou shalt bear the iniquity of the house of Judah 40 days. I have anointed thee a day for a year. Therefore thou shalt siege of Jerusalem, and thou shalt uncover, and thou shalt prophesy against it. And behold, I will lay bands upon thee, and thou shalt not be able to turn side to the other till thou have ended the days of the siege. So that's what the so-called white man he's known for, okay? It's a siege that we're in right now, okay? He's sieging us in, okay? He's taking it once again. He's taking away He's making food prices high. He's making it almost impossible to live in, to pay rent. Okay, rent's all high at all the major cities. Okay, that's what he's doing. Verse 16, the book of Ezekiel, chapter 4, 16. Moreover, thou say unto me, Son of man, behold, I will break the staff of bread in Jerusalem, and they shall eat bread by weight and with care, and they shall drink water by measure and with astonishment. They shall they shall want bread and want water and be astonished everyone unto another and consume away in their iniquity. Okay, so that's what this is about. You want to know what this is about? That's what this is all about. Okay, let's continue with Ezekiel chapter 5 verse 1. Let's see what that have to say. Thou son of man, take a sharp knife, take a barber's and cause it to pass upon thou's beard and upon thou's beard, and take thee a balance of weight and divide the hair. Thou shalt burn a third of it, a third part in the midst of the city, and the days of the siege are fulfilled. Thou shalt take a third part and smite it with a knife, and a third part with thou scattered in the winds, and I will draw a sword after them. Okay. Mainly, this is talking about so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Okay, Yahweh Shai is gonna get that last payback on them. Okay, the 2/3. Okay, and he's gonna use the so-called white man to do it. Okay, that's how he's gonna do it. Thou shalt burn with fire the third part in the midst of the city, and the days of the siege are fulfilled. Thou shalt take a third part and smite about it with a knife, and with a third part thou shalt scatter it unto the winds, and I will draw out a sword after them. Chapter verse 3. Thou shalt also take thee a few in number, and bind them in thy skirt. That's the elect. Then thou shalt take them again and cast them in the midst of the fire and burn them in the fire. Therefore thou shalt fire consume unto all the house of Israel. Okay, so that's what this is about. I'll leave you with this. The book of Jeremiah, chapter 30, verse 1. Let's start at verse 4. The book of Jeremiah, chapter 30, verse 4. And these words that Yahweh spake concerning Israel and concerning Judah. For thus say Yahweh, we have heard a voice of trembling and of fear and not of peace. And hopefully you was edified. Shalom.